Okay, what's up, guys? So, What Culture Wrestling has uploaded a video called 10 Biggest Wrestling Matches That Never Happened. Now, I know there's probably like people's like their fantasy matches, and they're like, excuse me, but they're like, oh my god, if these two wrestlers or multiple wrestlers just all got in one big fight, that would be the greatest thing that, that will ever happen. I know one match that I think a lot of people would like to see, and maybe like the John Cena fans, but John Cena versus Undertaker at WrestleMania. A lot of people would like to see that. It would be a good match. I remember I thought of that a while back and things. Like, I seen there was like a photo or video or something of them, and they were like both looking at each other and things. And then I started thinking, I'm like, man, it would be crazy if they both got into it. This was like before Undertaker lost to Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. I don't know, but like, how would people feel if he would have lost to John Cena? I know probably a lot of people would have been upset. Like, that's John Cena has even been in the business that long and things, but maybe if he was if he just turned heel and then probably would have beaten Undertaker at WrestleMania. Maybe, I don't know. Would that even work out? I feel like that wouldn't even work out. I don't know, but anyways, let's see. Because What Culture Wrestling, they're gonna probably have some fantasy matches that's gonna probably be better than the one that I just talked about. So, anyways, let's see.
Because our sport of choice is pro wrestling, we're actually kind of lucky. While it sounds like a line Vince McMahon would be spouting into Michael Cole's earpiece during WrestleMania, the art of wrestling means stars from the past always have the potential to return and take on the stars of the present. We're never going to see Muhammad Ali versus Lennox Lewis. We're never going to see Pete Sampras take on Rafael Nadal. We're never going to see Babe Ruth again, period. But we did see Hulk Hogan versus The Rock. We did see Ric Flair versus Kurt Angle. And we did see Brock Lesnar versus Bill Goldberg. But even when it comes to the sport of kings, we can't always have everything.
That could have been a WrestleMania match.
It's harder to accept when you start to realise a dream match is completely off the cards. I'm Simon from What Culture, and this is the 10 biggest wrestling matches that never happened. Number 10, John Cena versus Hulk Hogan. The most obvious of all super matches are two legends from their respective eras squaring off in a 20-by-20 ring.
Yeah, because I would say Cena, he's more of like a modern day, like just based off of some of the things I've seen of Hogan, like he maybe a modern day but less, I don't know, he just kind of reminds me of him and things. And so when I see them two, I'm like, yeah, that can possibly, that can work. Like they can, John Cena, him being like the modern day Hulk Hogan, because it's like Hulk Hogan was like the best wrestler in the back in the day and things. So it's like John Cena right now, he's kind of like, I don't know, I don't know, I'm just saying, but he kind of like just made that name for himself. Like, he's not up there, but he's like, if it was like maybe back in the day, what I'm trying to say, people. You know exactly what I'm trying to say. He's kind of somewhat up there, but not fully up there to be like Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan will always be like the Michael Jordan of wrestling. But John Cena, he's maybe like the Steph Curry or LeBron. I don't know. But just, what I'm trying to say, people.
Could argue this
don't get mad. I'm just saying.
And the same can still be said for John Cena today. Love him or hate him, going down in the history books. But here we sit in 2016 and the two have never locked horns, even though there was every chance of it actually happening. After all, Hogan took on Randy Orton in his final WWE match at SummerSlam 2006, and by that point, John Cena was John Cena. If things had gone in a different direction, who knows where we would have ended up. Now, I'm not saying the match itself would have been any good, but I tell you one thing, I bet it would have been off the charts in terms of the crowd. And who can often make timeless moments? That's right, the fans. Is why Hogan Rock worked so well at WrestleMania 18. You may very well argue that this one could still happen, but the reality is that is just not the truth. Hogan's status with the company remains dubious at best, and even if he does return...
Yeah, after that what was it, like it was a video or audio recording came out and he was using the N-word. Yeah, people wasn't a lot of people they didn't like that. So for like WWE, they just cut ties with him. But it's like, dude's always gonna still have his name in the business. Like, so if they're gonna talk about any wrestler in the business or that has been in the business, Hulk Hogan's name will appear. So
back in the ring, the time for such an occasion has come and gone. Number 9, Shinsuke Nakamura versus Daniel Bryan. This match was so close to happening, you could taste it, which is weird, but it's true. When Nakamura joined the WWE, that was all anyone wanted to talk about, including Shinsuke himself. A huge reason for making the jump was this encounter that people had wanted for years. And then just mere weeks after the Japanese superstar had signed on the dotted line, Bryan had to retire due to his concussion problems. Now that truly does suck.
Yeah.
Not just because Bryan had to hang up his boots for good, but because the show would have put on would have been out of this world. There's not even an argument to the contrary.
Yeah, I miss Daniel Bryan in the ring. They keep it's like the fact WWE keeps teasing at it though. Like he might come back in the ring. Like the way that stuff be going down on SmackDown, like his beef with Miz. Like I thought he was gonna go at it with Miz and stuff, and I'm like, okay, so are they hinting back to him possibly coming out of retirement? Or, what's the deal with that? Like, have him be a general manager or something. Like, they just got him acting like, oh, he's going to come back, but he's not going to come back because he has head problems. So it's like, dude, WWE, stop that crap. Like, you really teasing people with that.
Dedicated the art of the craft and the art of wrestling. So being put against each other, I can only imagine the madness that would have ensued. There's still plenty of dream matches Nakamura can have when he eventually does get to the main roster, but this one will always sting.
Yeah, he must be on NXT because I haven't seen him.
Versus DX. When the NWO became the biggest thing in pro wrestling during the 90s, it started a shift in perceptions where all of a sudden stables were the in thing. That's why we had Los Barricas, DOA, the Blue World Order, the Brood, Ravens Flock. WCW had proven there was money in it, so everyone was quick to follow suit. The most popular, however, were the New World Order and, of course, D-Generation X. So the idea of the two squaring off was always a conversation for fans to have.
I used to have a DX hat.
Does WCW
Can't even find
actually go to war with the WWE? Oh, how little we knew. Depressingly, we almost got this feud, and I don't mean the tease, as cool as that was, from WrestleMania 31. In 2007, there were plans on the table for Kevin Nash and Scott Hall to return to the WWE and battle Shawn Michaels and Triple H.
Wow.
That's why Eric Bischoff, in a now long-forgotten episode of Raw, made the quip that DX were nothing but a rip-off NWO. Unfortunately, Scott Hall's personal problems were tearing the man apart, and the idea was eventually shelved. What matters, though, is that DDP saved Scott Hall, and now he's back to his best. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Number 7, Steve Austin versus Brock Lesnar. We all know this story. It's like wrestling folklore. But when Stone Cold Steve
probably
Austin,
be pretty
the
good.
star the WWE had ever seen, marched into a Raw show in 2002, he was told he was losing to Brock Lesnar. There was no build, no steps towards a pay-per-view match. He would just get mauled by the Beast. Surprisingly, Austin wasn't into that and walked out of the company. It would be months before he returned. And that's where any potential for this match happening went away. While there were teases during Austin's podcast with Paul Heyman that something may be in the pipeline, that was just pro wrestlers being pro wrestlers. It was all smoke and mirrors. Can you imagine the war should this have worked out in the way
that would have been pretty good.
It would have been tremendous. Number 6, Steve Austin versus CM Punk. Carrying on the Stone Cold trip, in 2012 there were rumblings that Steve Austin may return to a WWE ring and take on CM Punk. That obviously never happened, and we saw the straight-edged one take on Chris Jericho instead. There was enough rumour and hearsay at the time to suggest it was more than just pillow talk. This went into overdrive after THQ cut a commercial for WWE 13 where Punk and Austin went at each other during a promotional spot for the game. While this was a setup, the tension and atmosphere in the room was so real, everyone started to believe this was going to be a thing. It wasn't, and you will never see this match go down now. Austin, who's now in his 50s, has no reason to come back, and CM Punk probably never even wants to see the WWE logo again as long as he lives. That's dead. Number 5, The Rock versus Shawn Michaels.
That would have been good.
Occasions where this match could have happened. For some reason, though, The Rock just wasn't interested. No one knows the ins and outs. Well, apart from Dwayne Johnson, he will definitely know. But something did go down between the two at some point, which soured the People's Champ on HBK.
Yeah.
Some say it was because Michaels was rude to The Rock's grandma when he worked for her promotion years prior. And even Bret Hart claimed in his book that Shawn and running buddy Triple H didn't care for The Rock at first. Seemingly, the feeling was mutual. It's a shame because it would have been fascinating to see such a bout. Michaels with his legendary ring style and The Rock just being The Rock. It could technically
it'd been very good.
I wouldn't be holding your breath, mostly because you'll die. But you're still not getting this anytime soon. Number 4, The Undertaker versus...
Yeah, I remember them talking about this. It was... When did they talk about that? It wasn't what culture wrestling, but I just remember I heard somewhere that's like people would have liked to seen that at WrestleMania. I think it would be a good match, but I think didn't Sting hurt himself. So yeah, he ain't coming back, and it's like I think it was one of them like he had to retire, like hurt himself. So it would have been a good match. Think probably the only way we would see it is if we download WWE 2K17, put them in a match, and make it WrestleMania. That'd probably be the only way, but. Yeah, it probably, because I remember when I seen Sting for the first time, like some of the matches like I seen when I started watching wrestling, I'm like, who was Sting? And I seen some matches. I'm like, oh, he seems like a pretty cool dude. And then Undertaker, I'm like, all right, yeah, thinking about it, I'm like, yeah, that would probably be a very good match.
Go off in the comments, yes, Sting did take on The Undertaker before he was The Undertaker, but who cared back then? Literally, nobody cared.
Like modern day Undertaker.
In the ring, it meant nothing. What makes it worse is that there's no reason this match didn't happen. When Sting finally popped up in the WWE a few years ago, that's all everyone was talking about. We've got WrestleMania 31 just around the corner. Yeah. Undertaker needs an opponent. Why the hell not Sting? Well, because you're not allowed it. Instead, you'll get Triple H versus Sting and be happy with that, even though it doesn't really make any sense. Plus, we've got Taker versus Bray Wyatt, which no one really cares about. Okay? Good stuff. Funnily enough, if you switch all those around, you have some very compelling outcomes. We all remember the magic when Wyatt stared down Triple H that time, and once again, we all f***ing wanted Undertaker versus Sting. Forget about it now, though. Sting is done.
Yeah.
This is pro wrestling done. He's properly retired. So that's that. Number 3, Randy Savage versus The Rock. So the story goes that at WrestleMania 20 and 21, The Rock wanted a Legends match with either Sting or Randy Savage. You can see why, too. He'd achieved a classic with Hogan years earlier. Why not try and make that a thing? Unfortunately, Vince McMahon didn't care for the idea at all, and that's a massive shame, especially when we're referring to the Macho Man. Aside from the name value alone, seeing Randy Savage return to a WWE ring to face someone as iconic as The Rock would have been a moment everyone would still be talking about today. I mean, we're talking about it now. It's not even real.
Rest in peace, Macho Man. But that probably would have been a good match too.
In his 50s at the time? I don't think so. Both Sting and Goldberg have proven there's ways to work around it, and the promo battles alone would have been well worth it, even though they probably have made no sense. Just two charisma mountains colliding into one huge explosion. Instead, we've got nothing, and it's staying that way after the tragic death of Randy Savage.
Yeah.
Stupid life. Number 2, Steve Austin versus Goldberg. You know why Steve Austin keeps appearing on this list? Because he was the superstar to end all superstars.
Yeah.
There's no one hotter, no one more popular, and no one better. So putting him with anyone else of name value instantly makes it a dream match. This is even more so when we're talking about Goldberg. During the late 90s, you had two camps. You were either Team Steve or you were Team Bill. They both even look the same, so you and your mates could get into ridiculous arguments of who had the best goatee. Furthermore, neither ever lost that much, Goldberg especially. And even when Austin did, there was usually shenanigans afoot. They had both been protected. So seeing them have the ultimate showdown would have raised so many questions and hopefully given us so many answers. And you know what happened? The day Goldberg stepped foot in WWE, Stone Cold Steve Austin had retired the night before.
Wow.
It's just horrendous and sad timing all round. Sure, we got to see Austin stun Billy Boy at WrestleMania 20, but that's like eating an ice cream cone and throwing away the ice cream. It's just not right, man. It's not right. Number 1, Steve Austin versus Hulk Hogan.
That'd been good.
Everything I said about Steve Austin, well, that's still true, but feel free to throw it all over Hulk Hogan as well. That's why this will always be the biggest of all the dream matches we never got to see. It was really close, too. As great as The Rock versus the Hulkster was, that spot was earmarked for Steve Austin at one point. Rattlesnake didn't want to play ball. Rumoured to have been upset with how Hogan treated him in WCW, Austin, feeling like he was now the biggest star,
Austin looks so different with hair. Like, I've seen him my whole life bald. Like, seeing him with hair,
that didn't mean Hogan wasn't
different.
Trying to make something happen. In 2005, during the Raw Homecoming show, Hulk challenged Austin on air, hoping that it would lead to a match at WrestleMania 22. As we know, though, nothing can seemingly lure Austin out of retirement, and this never came to fruition. Today, trust me, we don't even want to see it. While I'm sure Austin could get himself in good shape, no one needs two legends who have seen better days ring-wise trying to recapture old glories. You just have to pretend instead.
Yep. That's exactly what I say.
WWE, let us know in the comments below, and then remember to like, share, and subscribe. You can even come follow me on Twitter at SimonMiller316. I'm Simon from What Culture, and I want to see the ultimate of all dream matches. Goldberg versus Gilbert.
What's all that? Oh, it's like a promotion thing, but oh, wait a minute. There we go. All right. Well, yeah, they had some matches that, you know, that it was like, yeah, I would say that I would have liked to seen some of the matches that he talked about and things. And but it's just like, you know, I wonder how people, because I'm still on the John Cena versus Undertaker, because I remember hearing that before, and it would be like a WrestleMania match. But it would like have to John Cena, he just can't be himself. You know, the John Cena we see like every single day for like the past, what, since he turned into this, you know, rapping whatever he is now, but like this rapping babyface and things. So it's like maybe turn heel, change his, like, you know, change up his wrestling style, and then have like a reason, you know, to have that match happen. I would say that it can work out. It will work out and things. So I would like it. I would like to see it, but I don't know. There'll probably be some people out there that will be like, bro, that would never work. All right, that match would just never work and things. I don't know. Maybe not, but I feel like that, you know, it could possibly go down. I don't know, but anyways, yeah, very, very good video. What Culture Wrestling. Yeah, like I said, there is matches in here that they named off. I'm like, that would be pretty good and things. But I feel like the reason probably why, like, there's a few reasons, you know. They hate WWE, all right, and talking CM Punk, like, because CM Punk, when he left, he hated the WWE. And or they're too old, or money issues. You know, they're all like, well, pay me a little bit more, then I'll do it and stuff. And then you know, then we can have a match. But then other than that, it's like, yeah, it's either people, they don't want to do it. You know, it's like money issues, hate the WWE. Or they might have beef. Yeah, that was another thing that I was gonna say. They might have beef with the other wrestler, and they don't like the other wrestler, because it seems like that's what they were saying with Rock and Shawn Michaels. You know, then if that was the case, like Shawn Michaels was disrespecting his grandmother, or he just didn't like care about him as a wrestler and things. And I'm like, yeah, that's, you know, that's kind of messed up. And that's probably why I think probably I would like to see, that would probably be a good match and things. So, yeah, I feel like they could probably do a part 2 to this. Like, you know, just do a whole bunch of them and stuff. Because I feel like that there's a lot of wrestlers on the list that can, you know, that would, maybe Rock, Daniel Bryan, that's a little fantasy match. I don't know. Like, I feel like that would probably be a good match. But if not, then I don't know what else to say and things. But it's like, you know, Daniel Bryan's retired. Rock, he's filming Fast and Furious movies and things. So it's like, you know, would that ever happen? Probably not. But yeah, I feel like that there can probably be more added to this list and things. I'll just have to like go like deep down and search for like some wrestling fantasy matches and stuff. So anyways, make sure you go subscribe to What Culture Wrestling for more videos like this. And that being said, I will talk to you guys later. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. And if you're new, please like and subscribe. And they're close to hitting 1 million subscribers. What Culture Wrestling is. They're very close to hitting 1 million subscribers. So yeah, make it happen. Let's get them to 1 million. With that being said, I will talk to you guys later. Thank you for watching, and peace.